There are 5 reasons to buy Webinar Ninja 4.0. If you're on the lookout for some new webinar software, then Webinar Ninja 4.0, which has been recently released, might fit the bill for you. Released by Omar Zenhom and Nicole Baldunu and their pack of ninjas, it's a big enhancement, a big improvement, and beautifully packaged compared to their previous releases. This video explores the 5 reasons to buy Webinar Ninja 4.0. Let's dive in and have a look. Reason number 1 why you might want to consider buying Webinar Ninja 4.0 is that it offers 4 different options as to how you produce the webinar and make it available to your webinar participants. The first option is a live webinar, pretty straightforward. Then you've got the option also of a recurring live webinar, an evergreen webinar, and anytime access. It is very cool to have 4 options available like this in the one webinar program. With Webinar Jam Studio, you need to twin it with EverWebinar to create that type of functionality. And another good option is Easy Webinar, which also integrates options like this together. But it's great to see another product on the market that with one piece of software allows you to achieve all of these different options to suit your purposes. So this is a big improvement on a lot of the software out there, and I love that Webinar Ninja has continued the flexibility to offer this type of service to webinar presenters. The second reason why you might want to consider buying Webinar Ninja 4.0 is that it's a live program. A live program, that is. In the sense that you as the webinar presenter, when you present to your audience, to your participants, they're getting that in real time with a very minimal delay. They can then feed back to you and you can get real interaction and real engagement going with a quick banter, and it creates great engagement between you and your participants. That's very different with Google Hangouts based systems and the wrappers. They have problems in the sense that there is a lengthy delay of usually between about 20 and 50 seconds between when you say something and when your audience hears it. It makes it more difficult and more challenging to get that engagement and to make it seem live and real. Not impossible, but more challenging. It's a level of complication that webinar presenters would prefer not to deal with. And you can get great engagement going when you've got that real live time interaction going with your audience. So thumbs up to changes that have been made over the past 12-18 months by Omar and Nicole to make this possible, and that's fed straight in to this new release of 4.0. Number 3 reason why you might want to consider adopting Webinar Ninja 4.0 as your platform of choice is that it's very easy to use. And I mean very easy. For the amount of sophistication behind the software and the amount of options you've got, it is really, really easy to get up, set up a webinar and get running. And you've got that functionality behind you if you want to set up more complicated options. It's great in terms of setting up the webinar, in terms of running the webinar, and in terms of reviewing your statistics afterwards. Webinar Ninja 4.0 is a dream in the sense of how easy it is to use, but it's still got that functionality behind it. And also, it is hosted entirely on the Webinar Ninja servers. So there's no need to upload any software or anything complicated like that. You can be literally up and running with a webinar from point 0 to up and running in Webinar Ninja in less than 15 minutes. It is that easy to use for webinar presenters. So that's point number 3, ease of use, and it's an important one. Number 4 reason why you might want to consider purchasing Webinar Ninja 4.0 is the pricing. For me personally, this was the biggest change of all with respect to Webinar Ninja 4.0 compared to its predecessors. You've now got multiple options of pricing. You can pay monthly or pay annually, and there's options for all levels in there as well. So if you're just getting started with webinars, there's a price there now that won't send you to get another mortgage, But if you need something more sophisticated in the sense that you need lots of attendees to be able to attend, you've got options available to you as well. And the pricing is really competitive compared to its previous incarnations. So the pricing, what they've done with Webinar Ninja 4.0, I think they've hit pricing options that make this software a lot more accessible to a bigger slice of the webinar market. So 2 thumbs up for that move. And the 5th and final reason why you might want to consider Webinar Ninja 4.0 as your software option of choice for webinars is the 14-day free trial. This caught me totally by surprise because we haven't seen that with Webinar Ninja in the past, and we don't tend to see that with the wrappers software. Even though a lot of the independents do it, it's great that Webinar Ninja has also moved in that direction. So 14-day free trial appeals to me, and it will appeal to a lot of people because you can go in and have a look and have a play without having that commitment of having to request your money back with a money back guarantee. That lack of interaction, that ability to just quit the program and not have to pay a cent if you don't like what you see within 14 days is very reassuring to a lot of buyers. And I think that's a brilliant move by Webinar Ninja. So Webinar Ninja 4.0, 5 terrific reasons why it's now a good option to consider purchasing as your webinar system of choice. Love your work, ninjas. Well done. Land ahoy! Now I'm going to have a wild and crazy guess here that you're watching this video because you're considering your options with respect to which webinar software to buy. If that's the case, I have a gift for you today, and I think you're going to love it. It's my Webinar Platforms Guide, and you can download it from a link below. And basically it gives you the chance to investigate all the different types of webinar software that's available. I identify the 4 types of webinar platforms, the pros and cons of each, and even a worksheet that will help you identify which of the webinar platforms is right for you. And once you've done that, I've got a list of lots of popular software from each of the 4 platforms with links to their pages and their links to their pricing pages as well. So you can stack a lot of research into a short amount of time by studying my guide. So you can download that today. It's free. Go and grab my Webinar Platforms Guide and give me some feedback about it as well. Hope you find it really helpful. As always, I really appreciate you watching the video today. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and have an awesome day. Welcome to the Webinar Ninja 4.0 review. Life has been very busy for ninjas over the last 12 to 18 months. The big change, of course, with the Webinar Ninja